has now been fined 30 lakh rupees and the license of the pilot in charge of its New York-Delhi flight on which a drunk passenger urinated on a woman has been suspended for 3 months by the aviation regulator, the Director General of Civil Aviation or DGCA. Now, a penalty of 3 lakh rupees has also been imposed on the Director in Flight Services of Air India for, quote, failing to discharge her duties. This again by the DGCA. Air India on Thursday imposed a 4-month flying ban on the passenger, Shankar Mishra, for this urinating incident that took place on the 26th of November last year. The ban is in addition to the 30-day ban that it had imposed on him earlier, so literally just a 5-month ban on this passenger. The incident came to the notice of the DGCA at the start of this year, and the latest actions are for violations of various norms. The DGCA had issued a show cause notice to the accountable manager of Air India and the director of the in-flight services of Air India and all the pilots and cabin crew members of that flight as to why enforcement action should not be taken against them for the dereliction of their regulatory obligations. They were given 2 weeks' time to submit their reply. Let's go across to my colleague Nakul, who's monitoring this story. So, Nakul, they were to the Tata-owned group, submitted its reply this morning, I think. Do we know what it had to say in its defense? Is there a defense?
Well, Sarah, you see the DGCA issued, as you rightly mentioned, show cause notices to the account manager and the director in flight services, Air India, and all the pilots and crew members who were there in the flight as to why the enforcement action should not be taken against them for the dereliction of their regulatory obligations. So they were given 2 weeks time to submit their reply, and after the examination of their personal reply, the written reply that was submitted to the DGCA, and accordingly the actions which has been taken by in the instant case, which were 3 actions have been taken, as you were rightly also mentioning, that financial penalty of rupees 30 lakh has been also imposed to Air India for the violation of certain norms, while at the same time financial penalty of rupees 3 lakhs has also been imposed to the director in flight services of Air India for failing to discharge his particular duties. At the same time, interestingly, the license has also been suspended of the pilot in command of that particular flight, which is AI 102, which was coming from New York. Now, at the same time, why this suspension has been taken place, interestingly, as per Rule 141 of the Aircraft Rules of 1937, which also states that the pilot in command is who's responsible for the safety of passengers. So, according to this particular report, he was failed to discharge his particular duties in this particular instance that had taken place. Now, these are the action that has been taken by the DGCA, and why this comes a day after Air India imposes a 4-month flying ban on the passenger who is also allegedly accused in this particular matter.